Coach, last week it was announced that Oklahoma State would start selling alcohol at football and basketball games. What is that going to do from a fan's perspective, especially here in Gallagher Arena?
I have no idea. I hope it excites people to come in the building knowing that there's an option for them to indulge a little bit and have a good time, and maybe encourage them to get a little rowdy, not too rowdy, right? Not over the line, but it'll create a little bit more atmosphere and give people a sense that this is a place that they should be and have a good time with it.
Talked to Kent, he told us he's already down quite a bit of weight.
Yeah.
How have you seen him improve because of that?
Well, I don't know if you guys paid attention. The first couple practices, he was running extra at the end because he couldn't make the runs, and he hadn't struggled as much. So, again, we talked about it yesterday. Those guys are starting to understand how to get their bodies to a place where they can perform. And, practices are pretty much the same amount of time, the same physicality, but the strength conditioning aspect is starting to show itself up in practices and in terms of those guys being able to sustain a great amount of effort.
You mentioned you talked to Jeff. What was that conversation like?
I just encourage him, man. I'm there to support. I don't meddle. I don't, get into trying to tell guys what decisions they should make, but just continue to offer him support like I would anybody else. He's a special kid. He gave us a lot of great memories, and he'll always be a Cowboy. But I'm excited about the opportunity that he has to fulfill his dream and make an NBA roster.
Is that kind of cool? You're now a head coach of a guy who's kind of on the fringe of the NBA.
Yeah. It'd be even cooler if he ultimately makes it and sticks with the team through the year. But it's just a matter of time for a guy like him. He's right there. This may be the opportunity that presents itself, but if not, then you just got to find that right scenario, circumstance where a team understands the value he brings, which is he's a tremendous competitor. He's a great teammate. He's got obviously can make shots, and for his size, he's a really good rebounder. So he's got a lot of intangible things that can be a benefit to a team, and hopefully the Lakers are a team that wants him.
Sometimes freshmen can come in here and not be as vocal, not be as boisterous on the court. Isaac doesn't seem to have that issue. It seems every drill he's one of the loudest people out there, and especially for a freshman, that's got to be encouraging to you.
Yeah, I think we talked about that before, but he kind of has a different presence about himself for a guy that's young, and because a lot of times freshmen don't really talk so much because they don't know what to say, and they don't have enough courage to put themselves out there and say something that's not right. But he doesn't mind because he's won. He's been around winning, and he knows what it takes to have success. So even though he doesn't know everything, he does know effort. He does know how to understand and learn things quickly. And because of that, he's already commanded a lot of respect from his teammates.
How do you see Thomas kind of like tiptoe on the line of having fun but still competing in those drills?
Yeah, it's a fine line, man. When you get to a point where where things start to slow down because you know what to expect, then you can have fun with it. It's before that, everything, like you can see it in some of our freshmen, Mo and Yor, like everything's really hard. And in their minds, they can't really enjoy it as much. But they'll also get to a point where they know what to expect. They know how to get through practice, and they can enjoy it a little bit more. I'm not saying it's not fun for them, but they're not trying to have fun. They're just trying to do it right now. And once you get to a point where you feel comfortable with what we expect and how to go about your work, then you can really enjoy it, and things seem to go a little bit better for you.
You mentioned you already had the wrap on today. Is it kind of a hurt, not injured kind of deal?
Yeah, it's a young injury, is what I call it. Those guys break their fingernails, or they bump their elbows or something, and it's like, it's a big dramatic event. So all of those guys get hurt and knocked down at some point in practice. But you see the young guys, they're looking for a little sympathy. I don't have any for them right now.
Coach, just watching those freshmen, does that kind of remind you of yourself when you were a freshman?
I hope not.
No?
But I'm sure, there were moments that my coaches were scratching their heads wondering how I could make some decisions that I made. But the good thing for them is there's a group of them. So when they go in the locker room, they can cry on each other's shoulders. Because the older guys don't feel bad for them because they've been through it already. And the coaches obviously know that it's just a matter of time for them to get through that. But I'm sure at some point as a freshman in college, I went through that as well.
that older group now, 6 practices in, how have you kind of seen their different leadership styles grow?
Well, again, it's more about how they're helping the young guys come along. You know, they've been through it 2 years now, most of them, and so you can come back and practice. You know, Luke, when you get off the treadmill, it's not time to stand over there and catch your breath for 10 minutes. It's get back and practice and let's figure it out. And you know, those are the things that those guys can reemphasize without the coaches having to necessarily tell them everything. And it's a great asset for us because now we can really just continue to teach our concepts and get those guys accustomed to what we expect.